Just how inspiring, how much inspiration do the fans give the team?
The fans they're awesome. You know, I was saying to Tim Yami before the before the game, trying to get into the building with all the construction is a challenge, right? So when we started out, there was a lot of empty seats, but they were probably working their way in, and the energy that they create, and it's funny, like architecturally. I've coached this league since the late '90s, right? Where the buildings have changed over. This is one of those buildings where the fans are real tight. The balcony's steep, so the crowd really creates a lot of noise going down towards the ice. You can feel it on the bench, and I really think they were a big catalyst behind our comeback.
Greg, nip and tuck game obviously went back and forth. Goes OT. Can you describe that shift that Leo had there?
You know what, Eric? I didn't see it. Okay, I saw. I told him make sure you win the face-off because whoever wins the draw is probably going to get the first scoring chance. And I saw him lose that, and then I was getting the next pair ready to go on the ice, and it was to my right. So when he did recover the puck, I think he either stripped Sergachev or laid on the boards or something. I didn't see him score. I just saw the crowd go crazy.
Z was saying that the first couple of games they felt a little disconnected. Obviously tonight, strong performance from that line. Just your thoughts on how they're fitting together and what Fabry brings to the table there.
I was looking at Fabry after the game, and he's completely exhausted. Like, he does everything right. You talk about role models, and we have these 21-year-old kids and younger, right? And what a blessing to have Robbie on the ice in practice, on the bench during the game, playing the way he plays. He does everything right. He's got a positive attitude. He's got a really nice demeanor to him. You know, he won a Stanley Cup in St. Louis as a really young kid, had some real terrible injuries, and he's come back from that. And the more I watch him, the more I appreciate him.
Similar to Dumoulin getting his first point, but I wanted to ask you more about what he opens up for Minty, who obviously we saw activate success. I mean, he's never been shy about that, but he seems like he's got a lot more confidence jumping into play now with this pairing.
Well, I was just talking to Pat about this. Like, you've got Gudis, Cam, and Dumoulin, three veteran defensemen that you watch the game, and when they get the puck on the pressured situations, they don't panic with it. They don't just throw it up the wall or slap at it. They've got the poise and the maturity to hold on to it and make the right play. And when young guys are playing with people like that, I think they can. It's like anything. You watch people, and you can learn just from watching. And all three of them are very vocal, not in a loud way, but I think when they go back to the benches, they talk to the young players like Luno, Zelli, and Minty, and during the game I hear them, so it really helps accelerate their development as defensemen.
Coach, 3 games in, are you happy with the process?
Yeah, the first game was, I think, our worst game in terms of playing with energy. We looked a little bit flat. The last 2 games were good. Again, you use the word, it's a process, and we've got to try and flatten out some of those bumps that we create ourselves with the turnovers and long shifts, and the power play, was struggling tonight. It kind of drains you. And again, I give the guys credit that after that 5-on-3, Leo hits the pipe, or it could be a 4-on-2, and then they score shortly after. It's even, and that's one of those deflating goals. And they score again a couple minutes later. And I told him afterwards, like, it's a huge character win. There's a lot of teams would have folded at that point just from the energy, the energy that you kind of mushrooms out of you at the after their I think it was the 4th goal. But they did a great job fighting back, and it's a character win.
Jumping off of that, I know it's early to draw big conclusions, but would you have won that type of game last year?
Yeah, we did last year a few games. I think we came back. I don't know who it was at home. I can't remember, but we came back a few times last year. I mean, the difference for me is, like, I think this year, again, it's early. It's 3 games. I mean, I think Utah's got a really good team. They're a very difficult team to play. They play a track meet hockey game. They're up and down the ice. They're willing to trade, rush chances back and forth. And they're, I think, Dursey's a heck of a player. They're missing him and Marino, so they're missing, 2 of their better D-men. But they, I've watched that the last, 13, 14 months. They play a style of hockey that is difficult to manage. And you know, this game in particular, would we have come back last year? I don't know if we would have had the offense to come back once they made it 4. But we have that now, and I think I've been preaching this, you know, for the last year, is that your defense has to bring offense. Like, we were lucky Minty got the 2 goals. You know, Dumoulin has assists. I thought Luna was visible offensively. You need that type. Zelly's very visible offensively. You need that weaponry in your back end to score in this league.
Talk about the track meet game tonight, obviously now going to Colorado, an organization in the region you're very familiar with, and another really fast team. Do you like to get these quick teams early in the year to kind of get things going? Or?
I don't plan that one, you know. I know Colorado, and I know how good they are, and I don't even think about them. Tonight's game, to me, when I looked at it, I was like, this could be a real barometer for us in terms of speed, right? Because they play so fast and they come at you in waves. And if you can't match speed and you can't get above them, then you're just going to trade scoring chances. And it's a style of hockey they're very comfortable with. And, you know, like, we're still trying to figure out what our identity is. But when we come out with a win after that sloppy third period, like I said, it's a kind of reinforces my belief that, you know, we can play a number of different ways.
Nearly 22 minutes tonight from Mintyukov, more than any other player on the roster. The 2 goals aside, what did you like about his game tonight?
You know what? From the moment I saw Minty this year when he came in, he just was physically more mature. Like, he's thicker. He communicates like he's an only 20-year-old kid, whatever he is, 21. He just seems to be able to. He just seems like he's grown up. You know, like, these kids are so young. I mean, Leo's still 19. Think about it. Cutter's 20. They're young kids, and I just think that he's gained a year, and he's gained confidence from it. I think that he knows what the league's all about. Can you imagine being whatever he was, 19, 20 last year, and playing 20 minutes a night? I mean, he's fortunate to have Ilya with him with that Russian connection, but it's a fast game, and it's a very hard game to do well when you're that age. So I think he was able to take the experience and get, you know, a kind of a higher level of confidence in how to play, and that showed up in the last 3 games.
You used the word sloppy a couple times. I'm listening to press conferences after games, and you're not the only coach that's using that word.
Yeah.
Why do you think we're seeing a lot of sloppy play early on?
It's early, you know. Teams this chemistry's not there, so sometimes passing lanes aren't open, the timing's off. You know, you see a lot of shots getting blocked. That contributes to sloppiness. Guys timing and faking shots and slipping them down past people. You can do all the practicing you want, but the game's got a totally different speed to it.
I saw Cutter move down in the lineup. Was there something you didn't like out of his start, or was it more trying to just juggle chemistry a little bit or something like that?
No, he was struggling a bit. Again, he's a 20-year-old kid. You know, it's his 3rd game in the league. You know, as a coach, you try and change a little bit of chemistry. I think I stuck Frankie there for a little bit, and then I went with McGinn in the 3rd period. You know, Brock's been around a while. He's a 30-year-old guy. He kills penalties, and I think he's going to be able to make some plays under pressure. And Cutter's going to learn that over the course of the season. Sometimes it's good to learn by watching.